Our next story is also about independence.
Wheels, actually. More specifically, Grant's wheels.
Grant's about to get himself a new wagon. He's sick of transferring out of his car and into his wheelchair.
The company that's refitting the car is called Vehicle Adaptation Services, established in 1952 by Trevor and Dawn Brockett. Now their sons are running the company.
Have wheels, will travel. That's me. I think I'm in pretty good shape, but I finally got sick of transferring into and out of the car. It's a real mission, and I usually need someone to help me. I'm heading to Matangi, just south of Hamilton, to meet the team at Vehicle Adaptation Services, a backyard operation that grew to become one of the biggest operations of its kind in the country. Well, it's time for me to give up the trusty power of my Falcon and move on to the next phase of my vehicle mobility. Meet Wayne Brockett.
G'day, Grant.
G'day, Wayne. How are you, fella?
Yes, I know why you're here.
Heck yes. Can you guys handy get out of the car, please?
Not a problem, mate.
Just in the back seat.
Back seat.
Yeah. To be honest, the Falcon still has some good years left in her. It's me that needs the change. This process of transferring from car to chair has been the bane of my life. But the new technology that Wayne and his brother Trevor have so ingeniously put together means I'll be able to drive my new Kia Independence from a wheelchair.
1, 2, 3.
I thought I'd be doing this forever. Well, not anymore. These guys run a production line that produces adapted vehicles at a rate of more than 80 a year. Gotta check that out. The Brockett brothers are effectively rebuilding a Kia for me. Like all big kids, I can't wait. I want my new wheels now. So, this is the plant, eh?
Yes, this is part of it, Grant. This is where it all begins, the whole process. And to show you through the whole factory, introduce my brother Trevor. I think you've actually met Trevor before, haven't you, Grant?
Great to meet you. So you're going to give me the start of my engineering degree?
Indeed.
Well, let's go check it out. I'm all excited.
I'll leave you guys to it.
Cheers, Wayne. Okay. Bye. So they all come here?
Indeed. We usually get in groups of 5, bring them in, completely gut them, absolutely everything off, we don't leave a thing on. This is all doors. Rear doors go through to the other shop, they get modified. Front doors stay as they are. We just modify the front trim if need be, depending on the type of wheelchair. And this is where all the mechanical parts, your interior trim, all that, everything's all catalogued and then put onto a trolley.
It's a far more substantial gut and rebuild than I would have imagined. That's a whole vehicle?
Whole vehicle, yep.
What have you done to my new car?
Oh, Grant.
What happens here?
We've got to naturally cut all the chassis out to get the ramps in.
Ramps? They literally gut the car, ditch the driver's seat and cut into the floor so they can rebuild it to take a wheelchair and ramps.
We leave the rails in until the last thing, and I can show you that on the next stage.
I hope there's a next stage, that's for sure. So what's this bit, Trev?
This is the locking system for the easy locks, lock your wheelchair in.
So this is big on safety?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do we know it's safe? Who tests it?
It's all done on computer simulation. We're not quite at the stage that we can afford to crash test one. But yeah, computer simulation, that's a FEA test.
And very safe?
Absolutely.
Really safe?
Definitely.
Safe? This business is now a massive production line. It's a family business, started by Brockett Sr. here in rural Matangi and now run by his 2 sons.
Well, Grant, it all started with Mum and Dad. Both got polio in 1952. Dad obviously needed a car to drive and had an engineering background, mechanical and so forth. Teamed up with a chap over at Matangi Motors who owned the thing and started building these things. This is like the first set of hand controls that he had fitted in a 1938 Chev Coupe that Dad used to drive. And it was operated the brake, the clutch, the throttle, all in one hand, plus a gear lever on the floor over there. So we're not quite sure how he steered it at times, but somehow managed it.
So how did the leap come to make stuff for others?
People saw Dad driving and knew that there was this guy out here at this workshop in a wheelchair who drove a car, and they'd come out and see him.
Once the engineering is completed, the vehicles move on to the finishing stages. All those parts that were taken off are now reassembled. So how did the Kia come along?
we looked at all sorts of vehicles, and one day I went into town to
Do an assessment.
For another chap, and happened to see one of these carnivals, the first of them, and that's back in 2000. And I came back and I dived underneath it and thought, well, this thing could be chopped up. And I came back and talked to Trevor about it and called the Kia agents and talked to them about it, and they said, oh yeah, well, we'll send you a vehicle down. And we thought, well, that was a bit strange. And next day a transport arrived with a brand new Kia on it, and we hadn't even met the people, and it was there.
Amazing stuff.
And they said, look, have a look at it, and if you can do something well and good, send it back up when you're finished with it. So a week later we had a brand new Kia sitting in the workshop that was ours to cut up and do what we liked with.
So what sort of problems did you first have?
Well, I think Trevor's already told you, I'm only 25, he's 30, you know, I mean, look at us. But the joy of doing this is to see someone drive away in one of those cars, independent, and then for them to give you a call in 2 or 3 weeks' time, full of excitement still about where they've just been to and what they've just done.
Oh, what a job. So this was like when it's all finished, eh? The rebuilt van has no driver's seat. There's now an automated side door and a retractable ramp, and you can action it all at the push of a button on your car key. Oh, ramp, everything. Oh man, we've got to go in.
We've got to get you up, see how you look in there, Grant.
Beautiful. Okay, I'll need a push in, but once I'm there, that's it. Here. No transfers. And I'm locked in. Can I give it a teeny tiny?
You can.
Kevin, it's a teeny tiny test drive, real teeny tiny, mate. Yeah? What do you reckon?
In the yard
only. In the yard only.
Okay, just a little off-road.
Little off-road, okay.
Not off-road as in tumble off-road.
No.
On the tarmac.
Almost seems like we were put on the earth in some ways to actually do this kind of work, you know, with Mum and Dad both being in chairs. I think we were, you know, just the way it's been planned out. 2 brothers working away in a little country village. Yeah.
Now, do I need a seatbelt?
You need a helmet, mate.